Thanks, guys, for joining us for the second part of tonight's postgame press conference. We're joined by midfielder and team captain Ronnie Vieira. We'll start with some questions here in the room. First one, go ahead, Devin Belay.
Can you give us your opinion on what happened there on the last Dallas goal towards the end?
I think we got overexcited with with Reed's goal, and we wanted to go get the win when maybe we could have just think about not conceding first. And it's things that we have to learn going forward, that every point matters, and it's not every time that we have to go and try. Well, obviously we have to try and win the game, but when we can't win, then we have to make sure we can't lose. And I think at the end we just got caught. In my opinion, I think it's a foul on me. But then again, it's not an excuse, so I think we have to be better, more organised towards the end of the game, make sure we don't concede first, and then if we can go and score, then we go and score, but make sure we don't concede first.
Thank you.
Next question. Go ahead, Jeff.
Did you have any kind of conversation with the referee to say that there was a foul and that the VAR should have a look? Or
I tried, but he just waved me away, so I tried.
Next question. Go ahead, Robert.
Bruce talked about this being a frustrating game, but maybe a learning experience as well. You're one of the veterans on this team, and as a captain responsible for rallying your team around in difficult situations like this. What message so far can you share with say some of the younger guys tonight who may have made mistakes and that might have led to part of this?
I think, like you said, it's a learning, it's a learning process. So obviously we play in a lot of young guys, so it's very normal that they'll make some mistakes, and even I've made some mistakes. So we just gotta try and limit those mistakes a little bit, and always be in the right position. So if somebody makes a mistake, then you have somebody else who can cover for you. I think today maybe I could have been a little bit more vocal with the guys in terms of when 90th minute we're 2-2. Maybe just, hold it back a little bit. Like I said before, if we come win again, then make sure we don't lose. So I think that's on me a little bit. But then, like you said, it's a learning experience, so we will move on from this and get on the drawing board and get it right for the next game.
Go ahead, Michael, then.
All right, was there any type of deflation by the team when you guys go into halftime, knowing that you had the penalty kick and it didn't go for you guys?
I think when we came in at halftime, we was confident that we could go and win the game. I think the last few games we've started very bad, like obviously like today conceding within the first minute doesn't help, and then the same thing on the second half. So I think it's more of a mental kind of thing. We have to make sure it doesn't happen, because then we just make it difficult for ourselves. And credit to us because we go in and level the game up, and then obviously Bo misses the penalty. But then again, it's things that can happen. Anyone could step up. He had the capacity to step up and take the penalty, so then he misses, and then we go and draw the game. And again, like I said, it's just a mental thing to maybe just settle down a little bit and try and get the point.
Brando, actually, we're going to go to Spanish questions last first, so English questions, any remaining ones, okay? You and Curtis.
So, you guys had a lot of set pieces, corner kicks. You guys maybe just regret some of those chances that you weren't able to capitalize on, that maybe could have gave you at least more than 2 goals tonight?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
You guys maybe regret some of those. You got a lot of set pieces, a lot of corner kicks tonight, but you guys weren't able to capitalize on them. So is there just some regret and frustration that you guys weren't able to capitalize on those?
Yeah, I think overall it's just a frustrating game. Everyone, coming into the end of the game, everybody's frustrated, thinking this is maybe a game where we could have walked away with 1 point at least, just like the Seattle game. With the set pieces, I think we try. Obviously they have also some good size on their team, so it's not always easy to score in set piece. But I think it's something that we can definitely get better, I think.
Eric, of course.
So with this game tonight, obviously it stings a little bit, but you guys have had such a hot start at so many games leading into the month of May. Now with May in effect and the games that you guys have played, your coach has been pretty adamant saying that you guys are not quite as equipped as he would like to see a team go through this amount of games. So with this amount of games played and the break finally coming up, what is the biggest learning curve that you can learn, or that you have learned, I should say, from this amount of games, both through wins and just the last few games being as bumpy as they've been, now that you guys are finally getting so much needed rest? What's your biggest takeaway with the amount of games that have been played as a team?
I think, yeah, we played a lot of games, but I don't think it's an excuse. For example, Dallas also played the same amount of games as us, and I feel like they put a little bit more energy than us today. It's tough because we also have a few injuries, like very important injuries. So we train and we recover and try and put it on to the next game. I think the break will be good for us. Go away, forget about football for a minute, and then come back and put the work in and make sure we can keep going until the end of the season hopefully with no more injuries and everybody, fitness wise also good.
Kurt?
Bruce mentioned that, frustrating to leave points on the table, right? Like in Seattle and tonight, he could have walked away with at least one. I guess is that one thing that the young guys on this team sort of have to sort of learn, is ways just to preserve at least a draw in a game like
Yeah, 100%. I think, like I said, it's something that maybe has to come from like the older players a little bit, but they will learn. I think they will learn. Sometimes just a point is better than walking out with nothing, because, for example, last year we missed out on playoffs maybe by like 1 point, so every point matters. I think we have to just not get carried away. I think today we got carried away a little bit at the end. Like I said before, we could have just maybe, not saying to not attack, but like maybe think about defensive positions a little bit and think about not conceding first, and then if we can go and get the third goal, then we go and get the third goal, but more think about end of the game, 90 plus minutes, so we can maybe just hold that line a little bit, and which didn't happen today.
A little disappointing too, just a sellout crowd tonight, a lot of energy in the stadium tonight. Just was it nice to get a full house here tonight?
Yes, of course. I think all the fans have been behind us from the start, and which we appreciate, and I think we can always count on them, and hopefully we can carry on counting on them, because we will need it. For example, now we lost 2 games where we could have maybe got 2 points, 1 point on one game and 1 point today. So I think they will be very important towards the end, but we have to just remember that this is a team that last year finished outside the playoffs, and the year before was, had a very bad year. So we just need to just settle down a little bit and think about it's an improvement kind of stage. We know the objective that we set in pre-season, and that's what we're going for. Right now we're way ahead of that, so we move on from this game and learn and try and put it on. Good thing about football is you can get it right straight in 5-6 days, so we're going for it for the next game.
We'll go to one question in the Zoom from Casey Casline, and then we'll move on to Spanish questions.
Hey, Ronnie. Thank you for taking the time. Obviously, you've had a sample size now without Nico Chakiris and Timo Werner healthy. Those guys create a lot for you guys, especially in the attacking third with passing. What do you guys need to do without those guys to tighten up the passing and make sure you don't give away the ball?
Yeah, like I said before, they're very important to us in the way we want to build and in the way we want to play. I think Nico is unfortunate to get injured, but I think he's a very, very important player for us. He can create things, he gets into the right positions, and we was starting to get used to playing in a certain way. And with his injury, then we had to go. Of course, the coaching staff had to go and settle the team in a different way. So we're kind of just settling into that. But yeah, like you said, they're very important to us. I think right now is just getting used to the way we playing without them two guys, and like I said, just getting back to the drawing board and figuring out what's going wrong.
Thank you.
Move on to Spanish questions. First one from Brando, and then second from Paula, and then
Hola, Katy. Pregunta en español, bilingual question as well. La pregunta es, a pesar del resultado, ¿qué sentiste que les fue bien en este partido? ¿Qué fue las claves que les funcionaron para tener el resultado de hoy a pesar de que perdieron? In English, what did you feel were the best things that you guys did in this game that helped you finish the game despite the result?
In
do
Spanish.
you want that answered in English or Spanish?
You can answer it in, I already asked it in Spanish, you can answer it.
I can answer in English.
Yeah.
I think the good things we can take out of this game today is just the capacity to get back into the game. You know, we went 1-0 down and we came back to 1-1, and then in the second half again 2-1, and we managed to get back in the game. So I think it's just the character of the team to always fight and not, you know, it's very easy to concede in the first minute and, you know, get your head down a little bit and think, oh, you know, things are not going right. But I think after we conceded, we kept playing and we stuck to what we wanted to do and ended up coming back into the game twice. So I think that's the good thing we can take out of the game today.
Thank you, Captain.
Okay, and then Paula?
Paula Maruri, buenas noches, San Francisco, California, las 10:10 AM. Te voy a hacer un par de preguntas en español. Como líder de este grupo, hay que recalcar, ¿no?, los goles de Leros en el minuto 17, Robert, su primer gol en el minuto 80. ¿Qué opinas de la contribución de estos jugadores que están en desarrollo? Gracias.
No, yo creo que, como hemos dicho antes, son jugadores jóvenes, pero son jugadores que uno puede confiar. Por ejemplo, yo confío mucho en él y pues hasta ahora yo creo que ha jugado muy bien. Y pues los errores que cometemos son cosas que pasan cuando uno es joven, ¿sabes? Pues con más partidos juegas, menos errores vas a cometer. Y pues eso.
Gracias. Bueno, y ahorita,
second one.
siguiendo adelante, ustedes tienen un diferente torneo el miércoles con Colorado. ¿Qué puedes recalcar, llevarte para ese torneo? Y creo que tengo una más. Gracias.
Ahora mismo es recuperar, porque ya en 3 días jugamos otra vez, 3-4 días. Como he dicho antes, pues pensar bien el partido, porque ya hace unos 2-3 partidos que empezamos mal y creo que la importancia de pensar el partido te da algo para todo el partido. Y pues eso, yo creo que pues recuperar y pues preparar bien el partido.
La última pregunta. Yo me recuerdo cuando llegaste, ¿cierto? Ahora, independientemente del resultado esta noche, ¿qué te sientes de lo que el club ha logrado y que tú eres parte de esto? Gracias.
No, yo creo que estamos bien. You know, después de unos 3 partidos ya que no estamos ganando, algo así, 3-2, creo que yo sigo confiante en el grupo. Y creo que, como he dicho antes, es un no sé cómo decir, un progreso y vamos siguiendo adelante. Pues sabemos cuál es el objetivo de la temporada, que ya está desde la pretemporada y ahora mismo estamos a mucho más de eso. Entonces pues eso lo voy a seguir adelante y primero pues llegar al objetivo que queremos llegar y después se pueden hacer más, lo vamos a intentar.
Gracias.
Good, Iván.
¿Tú recuerdas cómo sentido ser un jugador joven en tu equipo en Leeds United, sacaste un premio y tal vez tienes algunas memorias de ese tiempo que los líderes de ese equipo han enseñado algunas cosas después enseñar a los jóvenes de este equipo?
Sí, como dices tú, yo era muy joven cuando jugaba en el Leeds y también cometí algunos errores y pues los más experientes ya pues comprendían, pues porque dicen es normal cometer errores cuando eres joven, solamente tener que aprender a no cometer los mismos errores ya 2-3 veces. Cuando lo cometes una vez está bien, 2 veces ok, pero ya la tercera si lo hace otra vez ya es un problema. Entonces yo creo que los errores que estamos cometiendo pues son cosas que pasan. Por ejemplo, Bo que falla el penalti hoy son cosas normales, o sea, cada uno puede fallar un penalti. Y lo que yo creo que me han dicho antes cuando yo era joven es que tener calma, ¿sabes? No querer hacer siempre cosas a 100%, porque yo creo que hoy, si íbamos muy rápido, beneficiaba a ellos, yo creo, porque ellos eran un equipo que defendían bien, pero atacaban muy rápido. Yo creo que teníamos que calmar un poco el partido jugando con la pelota y creo que si hubiésemos hecho eso iba a ser un partido diferente, pero no lo hemos hecho. Y son cosas que vamos aprendiendo.
Gracias. Thank you.
Still? Okay, go ahead.
Hola Capi, Brandon Marín TV. Mi pregunta es, ¿qué ha sido la clave para superar el cansancio a pesar del calendario tan exigente que han tenido esta temporada al momento?
La recuperación, creo. No es fácil, pero lo que es que todos lo han hecho, no solo nosotros, o sea, todos los equipos. Entonces, que si nosotros jugamos hoy y pues jugamos en 3 días, quiere decir que los otros también han hecho lo mismo. Entonces, pues no es una excusa, no creo. Que todo depende cómo te recuperas después del partido y lo que haces para preparar el partido. Así que no creo que es una excusa eso, pero creo que la recuperación es lo más importante, sí.
Okay.
Gracias.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good night.